back to an episode of Kate and Isaiah Living Large. I'm Isaiah.
And I'm Kate.
And on this episode, we are going to talk New Year, same us?
I don't know. New Year, new us?
Who knows? We'll get into her. But before we begin, it has been a couple weeks we haven't recorded. So what do you have coming up? What shows do you have that you want to plug?
No, let's back this up again.
Oh my goodness.
Isaiah, how were your holidays? How was your Christmas? All of that jazz.
Well, we'll talk a lot about that later though, but
why?
Well, because
that's the intro.
Fine, whatever. Holidays were okay. I got a bad cough on, I'm going to do it now. I got a bad cough on Christmas.
Oh no.
Which led into being sick on Boxing Day.
And that's your big family day.
Yeah. And then I was off work, so I just laid around the house. But yeah, I was sick for right up till just before New Year's.
Oh, that's terrible, Isaiah. I'm sorry to hear that. And how was your ankle?
My ankle is better. I can now walk upstairs properly ish.
That's good.
But now I've got to get back into the gym and like actually start like working out and getting it back to where it should be. But how was your holiday?
It was really good. It was pretty low key. Spent some time at my mom and dad's house and with my sister and her boys for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and just really low key but fun Christmas. And then spent some time with friends over the New Year, and I worked throughout, so that was nice to have that stabilization and get some projects done that needed to get done, and ready to hit the new year off right.
Did you work over the last 2 weeks?
Yeah. You?
Yes. Some random days, like it was like because Christmas fell on a like Wednesday, Thursday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Christmas, yeah.
Christmas was Thursday. Christmas Eve was Wednesday.
Christmas was Thursday, yeah. So I had to work like Tuesday, and then I had to work like until like 2:00 on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then I had like Christmas off,
Boxing Day holidays, off. And then were you back the Monday?
And then I was back the Tuesday.
Oh yeah, because you don't work Mondays anyway.
And then I was off Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay.
It was weird. Like it was just some weird
just a couple of little spurts of
spurts of having to go into work. It was
the
weirdest time. Even right up until even this past yesterday I had to work, and it was like it was supposed to be back to work as normal, but it was still like
Saturday, so it felt
Saturday felt weird, and it was
No, it's good. And overall, holidays were good. I did a bunch of shows just before Christmas, a couple of Christmas shows at the Comic Sutra that were super fun. And trying to think of what else. Oh, I had a lovely coffee with James Mullinger on New Year's Eve.
Nice.
We met and just caught up and talked about comedy specials and really a couple of my top, one of my top 3 moments of this year happens to be with James Mullinger when we were in Campbellton, or of last year. I mean, and went to go see my grandparents' house, and then had an epic night of just absolute party. But, and somehow threw a comedy show in there at the Awesome Festival in Campbellton, and so it was really nice to recap that with him. And speaking of which, I've got a show where I'm opening up for him on January 16th.
Oh my goodness. That's not the Friday, but the Friday after.
Exactly right. At the BMO Studio Theater. And the tickets for that are sold out for mine.
Oh my goodness.
But you can go see Michelle Petit open for him on the Wednesday night, which is Wednesday, the January 14th, or Adam Blanchard on Thursday, January 15th, open for James Mullinger, and it's one of his unscripted shows, and those are always super fun.
Heck yeah.
Takes audience ballots, audience suggestions for his acts. I don't do that.
You don't do that?
I don't do that.
Not that great yet.
No. So that was a really nice thing to do on New Year's Eve. I worked half a day, had coffee with him, had dinner at Big Tide, saw you there.
Yeah. snub me.
I didn't snub you.
You snub me.
I hosted trivia.
Yeah, and then you left. You didn't.
I
even-
invited you to show up at 5 p.m. when I arrived.
Yeah. Well,
I said, Isaiah, I'm here now. This would be a good time for me to hang out.
Well, we went for brunch there first, even though it wasn't brunch time. We were there at like 1:30,
Only I'd known.
and then we left, and then we came back.
If only I'd known.
Yeah, if only. But you didn't.
Yeah, you didn't. And then I went to a house party for the rest of my New Year's Eve, so it was fun.
I did Big Tie till 11 o'clock, and then came home, and that was New Year's Eve. And then the Boulevards loves to put on fireworks.
Sweet.
So we watched the fireworks on the Boulevard.
That's amazing because the city did theirs at like 8 p.m.
Yeah. I watched those from the back deck too. I could just see them.
Oh, you watched those before you came to Big Time?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because we didn't show up to like 8:30ish.
I knew you showed up sometime during trivia.
Yeah. But New Year.
New Year's, so
Starting it off wrong for you.
no, not quite. I did on the last day of the super special bought my ticket to the beer run.
Yes, you did.
So I bought my tickets with high hopes.
Yes.
And then the very next day, my gosh darn knee injury reactivated.
Oh my goodness.
It was pretty pitiful,
Well,
but better now than in May.
this is true. You've got a couple months to.
Get it all together, and because of my back training with the physiotherapist
Yep.
from before, I retaped her up just like she showed me. I was doing the exercise she taught me, and
Nice.
within a couple of days, it's feeling a million times better than it did. But the last few days have been pretty horrendous.
Yeah. Well, especially like I'm sure with the crazy amount of snow we got the other day, I'm sure that didn't help.
No, there was a moment, and I also needed new shoes, which I think contributed to some of my knee issues. And I had ordered some, but I ordered stuff to my mom and dad's house on Darling's Island. And anyway, I have them now, but I didn't have them before the big storm, and they're like the Merrell's winter shoes. So I was wearing a pair of dumb sneakers, and then I had to go out and brush off my car with my stupid hobbly knee, and it somehow drifted in front of my vehicle, like halfway up.
Yeah.
And so it was also frigid Friday morning.
It was very cool.
So I'm like, right. Oh, and I keep forgetting that I had snapped my snow brush.
Oh no.
So it was a real piece of work. So I'm like brushing it off, and like literally standing in a snowbank and like freezing, and also having a hard time to stand up at all. So I got it brushed off enough that I could see out the front window and the back window and the sides.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm just going to pull it on the street out of this so that I can have a little bit more space to do it. Not really thinking that, of course, the street was also full.
Yeah.
So I had nowhere to go. So I ended up just driving to work, and I'm glad that I could see, but I'm glad I didn't get pulled over, because I think I had about 2 feet of snow on my roof and my hood. I was one of those people that nobody likes.
So I woke up Thursday, Andrea, at 5 o'clock at night in the middle of the storm. Andrea ended up having to drive home back to her parents' place.
Why?
Some family stuff happened. She needed to go home. So she left here at 5 o'clock in the middle of the storm.
Did you go with her?
No, because I had to work.
Oh no.
So she drove all the way back to Plaster Rock. And for those of you who don't know where Plaster Rock is, it's 4 hours north from here, all the way home in that storm.
Oh God.
And she smartly, so there, between Perth Andover and Plaster Rock, there's a canyon you have to drive through called the Devil's Elbow. And she smartly did not go that way. She went all the way up to Grand Falls and then came back around, which adds like another 45 minutes to an hour onto the drive. But yeah, so she drove all the way there. So I was home by myself. And then I had to shovel the next day. Oh my goodness.
And she made it okay?
She made it okay. She did make it okay. She made it fine. And then she came home Friday evening. But I had to shovel all that snow. And that was not heavy snow, but there was a lot of snow.
So much snow.
don't know where all that snow came from. But yeah.
But at any rate, what are your goals for this New Year's? This 2026.
2026.
What does it look
Well,
like for you?
2026. This is we talked about it earlier today or earlier. We're gonna call it season 3 because it's the 3rd year. So in season 3 of our podcast,
Congratulations!
I know, right? Can't believe it's been 3 years. I don't know if I've set too many actual goals for myself. The big goal for me this year, and it's not a physical goal, it is to watch 200 movies this year. Last year I watched 170 based on my Letterboxd reviews.
Isaiah, I love you, but that's the laziest goal
This
I've
year,
ever heard.
my goal is to watch 200.
Some people said book reading goals. Nah, not you.
Listen, watching 200. It is going to be harder than you think.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do it. I can't sit. I can sit still, but I wouldn't. I don't have time to sit and watch 200 movies. I'd fall asleep for one.
It works out. It only works out to 4 movies a week, which isn't that hard.
That's a lot of movies.
Not really.
I don't think I watch 1 movie a week.
I typically watch at least 2. So if I had to add 2 more, and it's not.
So all your downtime is going to be movie watching.
Heck yeah.
Cool.
Other than that, I mean, I want to get back into shape. I have to this year. I have to get my lifeguard certification.
Yeah, otherwise
back.
your job's in jeopardy.
I know, right? I have to get my lifeguard certification. So that is the big goal for the start of this year.
So maybe don't get drunk with the young people and sprain your ankle.
I know, right? Maybe don't sprain my ankle. That is the key. So I have to get back into shape to be able to do that. That's the main goal for the beginning of this year. And we'll have a new studio soon.
Yeah.
That's very exciting. We'll be moving from this studio to a temporary studio to eventually a main studio, but we'll see how long the temporary studio stays.
And by moving studios, that means Isaiah is moving.
That is right. New studio space.
Because we don't rent studio space. We
I
do this
wish
at
we rent-
Isaiah's home.
That's right. I wish.
Yeah. Do you?
Kind of. If we had like a nice, huge studio setup, it'd be nice. But
I don't pay for that.
I know, right? But
more to come on that
More to
move
come on
because
that,
I think
yeah.
we're gonna have some exciting announcements and stuff
heck yeah.
to come.
So we're moving in. We're moving to a new space. So it'll hopefully look nice. Very excited for that. That will be later on, a couple months from now. So stay tuned for all the fun stuff that's going to come with that.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't really have too many goals. Finish the beer run. That's the other one. Just
You did great last year. You were real, you're my idol.
it was a trek last year. I can't remember what I ended up doing it in, but it was just slightly over an hour. I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that, I thought you made it under an hour.
Maybe I may have
I thought you squeaked it in.
Maybe I did. It was
because
it was
I think I walked the last bit with you and then I was like, wait, no, go without me.
Yeah. So I made it last year. So this year we're gonna do it together, right?
Yeah, definitely. I've already bought the ticket.
I already bought the ticket.
I you know what, Isaiah, I need to do it because it's feeling, we make jokes about it and it's all been whatever reasons and it's all very justifiable, but I've been feeling really bad about myself.
Yeah.
And I honestly I did so well at the beginning of last year and then had the setback with the knee and the shoulder and then recovered from that and was doing well again and then just got really, and I'm not blaming her because other people seem to find time to work around this stuff, but I just got thrown way off the wagon. First of all, I got thrown off the workout train, so I need to figure out a new solution for that that's better for me timing wise. And I think I'm onto something. I just have to execute it, which means saying goodbye to my current gym, which I love very much. But I think it's time.
Yeah, you were talking about maybe doing the aquatic center.
Yeah, I am. I am gonna make that switch.
Yeah, to
the aquatic center. But I love Afterburn so much, and that was such a valuable part of my existence that it's hard to cut ties. But frankly, I haven't been there in 4 months, so I got to do something.
Yeah, I mean, it's
even the lovely people at Afterburn would want me to be working out. Period. Let alone, rather than not.
Easier for you to get to from work and all that stuff too. Right?
Yeah, it's right there, and I've done a little bit more research and found out that my cousin works out at lunchtime Mondays and Wednesdays, so I
Okay,
can
so you
potentially
can-
piggyback with
yeah.
her. I mean, I wouldn't piggyback on her; that would hurt her. And then a longtime listener of this podcast, I have a dear friend Catherine and her husband go to the aquatic center class every Monday at 5:30 p.m.
Okay.
So if I had like a standing, even if I went starting out to that class regularly and knew that I was meeting people there,
Yeah.
and one other time, I'd be a hell of a lot further ahead than I am right now.
True.
And I'm also looking at trying to be more intentional in all of the other things I do in my life and trying to analyze where things kind of fall apart, because I do a little bit fall apart. Like my house becomes so dramatically messy that I couldn't possibly have anyone in. And I've talked about that on the podcast before, but somebody who's neat generally would hear that and be like, I do not understand how someone's like that. And I get that, but it's just the way it is. And so lovely Becky, who's been on this
Yeah.
podcast before, came over and helped me clean last Sunday night. And it's actually in reasonable shape right now. There's a couple of things that still need to be sorted, but it's in a much better stead than it has been. So what I'm trying to monitor now are the things that where it starts to fall off, and nip those in the bud right away.
Yeah.
And one of those things is dishes. Like I find like I constantly have a backlog of dishes. So my dear parents are renovating my kitchen for me for as main Christmas present is to have a kitchen renovation.
You get a dishwasher?
I'm getting a
Heck
dishwasher.
yeah. I don't know what I did before dishwasher. I do my pots and pans by hand,
Yeah.
but like forks and knives and like just general dishes.
Well, they just pile up and
Yeah.
like constantly doing dishes to make more food. And so I think having that, I'll be more intentional about being able to make food at home. Like I have my full grocery order in the car right now that I picked up before I came
Heck
here.
yeah.
And so I'm going to go home and make a pot of chili. And I'm, I like, and really try to, and this isn't about doing too much all at once, but it really just about being an average person who makes meals at home and is prepared for things.
I think things like having a dishwasher will help you feel less overwhelmed as well, just because putting it into the dishwasher and pressing power and go
right.
is an easy thing to do, right?
As opposed to just
piling it up and I gotta stand there for another 20 minutes to clean it and stuff. Yeah,
right. And I actually like I think I know like it's probably evident to anybody who's watching this on YouTube. I'm confident that I've gained any weight I lost last year. I'm confident I've gained it back.
Yeah.
And I don't feel real good about it.
Well,
But I was joking about doing this before the podcast, but I didn't actually think I was gonna cry. I'm feeling just generally unwell.
yeah.
And I am in my early 40s, and this is kind of I'm having real fear about what comes next and how if I keep letting it drag on and not take care of myself. And not a lack of intention, like you've heard it on this podcast every week.
It's a valid fear to have, and it's that like it totally is. We've talked about it on many times, right? It's a valid to fear that extra that you eventually get to a point where you can't do it.
Yeah. And I kind of feel like I'm at like I feel I mean I haven't said this out loud to anyone, so why don't I say it publicly on a podcast? There was a brief moment on Friday night where my knee was in pretty horrific pain, and I just felt like I couldn't do anything, and I felt like it was all my fault because I'd let myself go. And that I was like, and it was a flash. So no panic, anybody who listens to this, because I was in and out of it very quickly. But I thought maybe it would be easier if I wasn't here. But it was literally, it was a split second. I was like, that's ridiculous. I'm awesome. And people want to be, and I want to be around. It really, but it was just a split second of that. And that hasn't happened since I was in my early 20s and had, like, issues, but just the same, like I thought, well, this is a cry for help to no one, since I reached out to no one, but I still felt it.
I mean, I think at least you acknowledge it. I think that's the bigger thing. If you let it fester and stop and dwell on it, I think that's a bigger problem, right?
Right. And, you know, and I'm a very lucky person in that I've got myriad of support and this amazing podcast partner, let alone tens of fans who listen. And here's looking at you. I'll start naming names. But I just, it's, and I kind of waffled as to whether I was going to say that on this, but I was like, you know what? Our whole point of this podcast is the ups and downs and all the feelings that go with it. And I try to be a very positive person, but sometimes you just don't feel good.
Sometimes it is a lot of work to be a positive person.
And sometimes there's a lot of negative self-talk that comes with this. And as much as we can rationalize it and talk about how that's not good, and, you know, this is a disease like anything else is a disease. Those 40 years of thinking that it wasn't the case sure creep in.
Heck yeah. Yeah, they do.
And so, yeah. But having said that, I'm also a very proactive person who had the feelings, took some action.
Yeah.
I'm feeling better already. My knee's starting to feel better. Starting to make plans, making meals at home, making lunches,
getting back into it.
But, you know,
there's some little brief blip.
Tough moments out there sometimes. And
you know what? It happens to the best of us.
Yeah, I know. It happened to me.
And I think, you know, as long as we make strides forward and understand why that happened, I think that's the big thing, right?
Yeah. And talking about it. It is important to talk about it. I had internalized it, but not in a way that I didn't feel like I didn't fester. It really was a flash. It was certainly not genuinely nothing to be concerned about anybody who's listening to this. But you know, just makes you think. Wish there was an easy way.
Listen, that is a good segue into next week's episode.
I know, I did that on purpose.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
So you'll have to come back next week to understand why that's a good segue.
And we can just tell you our next week episode. We can tease it. We're gonna talk about the drugs. And the fact that they're gonna allow generic brands and what that means.
So we'll talk about that next week.
More to come.
But where can people find us on the internet?
You can find us Kate and Isaiah Living Large on Facebook and other places probably.
Yeah. You can find me at Maritime Brews on all of the social medias. Of course, we still have our Buy Me a Coffee up there. Thank you, Terry, for the Christmas gift.
Yes, we really appreciate you, Terry, and hope you're feeling better after that fall.
Yes. And of course, if you're listening wherever you're listening to your podcast app, you can like, share, subscribe over there, or hop on over to YouTube and see our beautiful faces. And if you are on YouTube, if you can like, share, subscribe over here, that goes a long way to helping us. And we appreciate you all. We hope you guys had a good holiday season, and welcome to 2026.
Amazing. Thank you all so much.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.